Now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, where our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but we want to engage to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available there on our site. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. We also have brochures here with all of our expert contributors where we can help you win no matter what you're facing. A lot of small business owners, a lot of folks looking for professional advice and ways that we can help you. A lot of ways. So we've been on air 5 years now helping people throughout the community. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks in studio today and on the phone. Mario Larrea back in the house. He's a mortgage specialist. MI Mutual Mortgage. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, Brandon. I'm going to be going over some of the rehab loans that are available out there and some of the new changes. There's a lot of people are familiar with the FHA's 203K, but so we'll go through some of that. But then also Fannie Mae has one that has some real interesting aspects to it that a lot of people aren't aware of. So kind of going through that and just show people how in this marketplace those mortgage products can be a big help, and it's one of the things that people aren't really thinking about right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the limited inventory right now, these products can allow the homeowner, or even as a second home or investment property, to go in and improve the property, build it into their loan amount. So that's a good way for people to be able to kind of sort through some of the inventory, maybe add on a bathroom, whatever it might take to improve the property.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one of the big things that obviously with the inventory being low is, you get people that want to be in a specific school zone or,
Right.
a specific area, but they also want specific things in the home. They want the kitchen redone, they want a pool or something like that. You can make the home what you want it to be with these loans and, get into a house that you might otherwise, not want to be in. So, it's a great thing. The other thing, too, is, it's kind of like when you purchase a home that's being built, you actually get to pick what's in there.
Right.
So, even though somebody's redone their kitchen, it might not be exactly what you would want. So in some cases, you might be better off with an old, ugly kitchen that,
Right.
You can pick and make it suit your taste and your needs too. So
Yeah.
You have a lot more options that way if you're the one in charge.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to build in, some of the best materials that people are using now. There's a lot of examples we can go through as well. And we're expecting a call in from John McKee. We're going to have John coming on the show. He's the owner of the BAM network, the BuyAMeeting network. He's a published author as well. But before we do, I want to plug one of our sponsors here, Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for membership? Look no further. At Signature Massage and Facial Spa, they offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always no contracts. Come in early during the early bird hours and receive an additional $10 off. For those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages available. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call 925-8898, 813-925-8898 to schedule an appointment, and let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get additional $10 off of your first service over there as well. And Platinum MVP Realty, I'm a top listing agent here, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. A couple of hot listings I want to let you know about. We've got a hot listing out in the Riverview area, just hit the market. This this is 6601 Crikel Avenue in Riverview. It's in the Bloomingdale area. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, and it's over 3,000 square feet, and it's a country lifestyle. You got a great property, and you've got some nice land here. You got a good amount of land, over a half an acre of land, fenced in, completely fenced in, great for the family, and it also has a large workshop in the back, a barn/workshop. All right, a beautiful fisherman's paradise here at 6508 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach. 3 bedroom, 3 bath property, over 5,600 square feet, $690,000, direct access to the Gulf of Mexico here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, back here in studio. So we have on the phone, we've got John McKee. He's the owner of BAM Network. Hey, John, you there?
Hey, yeah, Brandon. Good to hear you.
Yeah, excellent, man. So, want to share a success story? Right off the bat, I joined up with the BAM Network. I went on, and we were talking about some ideas that I had, bouncing some ideas. So, let's first have you give the overview of the BAM Network, and then I'll talk about a success story.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. So the BAM network, the BAM standing for BuyAMeeting, we're pivoting off of that and really marketing as the BAM network. But it was really put together out of the thought of knowing that, gosh, some of the milestones that I've achieved were due to meeting the right mentor, meeting the right people, meeting the right connections. And sometimes you have to pay for those connections, and other times you don't. But more or less, it has helped me through my career. So I knew the importance of connecting with influencers and experts and CEOs, people that have paved the way beforehand and that have more connections. So that's what the BAM was originally put together for, was to make connections and to promote influencers. And today we promote influencers, experts, CEOs, celebrities. Brandon is on there, Mr. Brandon Rhymes, so we're glad to have you as well. That's the gist of it. We are our main presence is on Twitter. You can find us there at BuyAMeeting, but we do have a Instagram presence, a Facebook presence, and yeah, those three. And of course, we have the .com.
Excellent, yeah. And we met in Tampa at a book, one of our book shows where we were both talking about our new books. I've got the Become the MVP in Your Industry, my Surfing the Radio Waves, that book, and you had your book as well on display. But a success story is where I had hooked up with your meeting. I went on, I bought an hour or half an hour, what it was, with Des Woodruff, who we ended up doing business with, and we're doing business with him and his partner, Ken Shamrock. So Ultimate Fighting Champion, and so we're real excited about kicking that off. And basically, what we're doing is we're going to be licensing and selling the radio show idea, the business in a box, over to other markets, in multiple markets across the United States, and hopefully eventually internationally as well. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. They are great guys, Des and Ken, and hopefully they hear this and get a chance to play it back. But they are great businessmen, awesome business partners, and yes, they are definitely entrepreneurs. You mentioned, Kim being a UFC legend. Everybody's probably heard of him as the world's most dangerous man. But
Yeah.
he's a businessman. He's a businessman. He's out there looking to make things happen. And same with Des. Des is a trader. A lot of people who may or may not know him. He's a trader. He founded Glock Trading, but they teamed up, and yeah, they're part of the BAM network along with you.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. So that's a success story there on how this network has worked for you. So what are some of the other key influencers that you have on that site, John?
Well, we have the talented Forbes Riley. Forbes is a TV host, and she's a product expert. Has done billions of dollars with the products, sold products online. Is currently running with what's called the Spin Gym. But she's also a TV celebrity. She does TV shows, and then we have Brandon T. Adams, who's an entrepreneur and a new TV producer of Success in the City. And then we have Bradley. If anybody follows Mr. Grant Cardone, they would know that Bradley is the guy that designed the interactive web designs that is behind the Cardone.com. So he's, they're friends as well. And Brad, he's the founder of Light Speed VT. And of course, we have billionaires. Jeff Hoffman, he's co-founder of Priceline.com, and the list goes on. I apologize. I know I'll leave some people out that are important to me. I don't want to draw a blank. And
that's strong, though. The Priceline.com. I mean, so the gentleman is a billionaire at that point.
Yeah. That's Mr. Jeff Hoffman. Great guy. I've met him as well. Phenomenal speaker. Shane DeGarry, a.k.a. the Shane Train. If no one's heard of him, you got to check him out. He is like the reality of Facebook Live. He runs Facebook Live constantly.
Wow.
Got to check it out. Yeah.
Very cool. Shane Train. I'll have to check that one out.
Yep, the Shane Train. Good guy. All good people. And like I said, there's many more. We have TV actors and entrepreneurs and inventors, and then you get back to the authors like us. And Thank you, Brandon, for bringing that up, because you're right. That was an awesome thing. That was where I met Mr. Brandon, and we, in fact, our tables were right across from each other. We were both in there debuting our new books.
That's right. Yes, sir. All right, John, stay with us. We're going to go to break. Can you hang on with us through the break here?
You bet.
We'll be right back. And so more from our expert contributor, John McKee. He's the owner of the BAM Network, and Mario Larrea in studio as well, mortgage specialist with MI Mutual Mortgage. So stay with us here. We got our feel-good story of the week. It says Belize ends all oil operations in its ocean water. So we got a feel-good story of the week and more from our expert contributor. Stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. We do a lot of extra marketing on our listings, and we would love to talk to you about that. If you have a property thinking about selling, reach out, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can submit a form at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. In studio today, we got Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist with MI Mutual Mortgage, longtime friend of the program here. Also on the phones, we've got John McKee. He's the owner of the BAM Network. And before we jump back into that, I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings here in the Bay Area that we would love to have you take a look at. If you're any investors out there, here's a great property for an investor. This is a duplex on St. Pete Beach, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach. It's just north of the Don Cesar, just south of the Hotel Zamora, and it's a duplex with a double lot, rare find, right on the beach, 3610 Casablanca Avenue, St. Pete Beach, $599,000. Great opportunity to get into the real estate space if you're looking to invest. It's a great property. Also, got an entry-level starter-type home here at 2614 Cove K Drive, number 302, in Cove K Village. It's a one-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2614 Cove K Drive. It's $115,000, and it's just listed about a month ago. It's a great property in the highly desirable Cove K community. It's a golf and waterfront community, marina, clubhouse, restaurants, pro shops, tennis, sauna, fitness, pool, jacuzzi. A lot of things to enjoy here at Clearwater. A beautiful listing with Platinum MVP Realty. Compliments of PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Beautiful property in Tampa Bay. All right, let's go back to the phones. John McKee, he's the owner of the BAM Network. And John, so when you look at this, I think what you made a good point. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners now, we're flooded with information. Let's face it, you've got the internet. There's so much information out there, but knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. Being able to funnel that knowledge into a business plan or funnel that into a marketing plan, a way that you're going to be able to help yourself grow with the guidance of a mentor. And I think you hit on that when you first started talking about the BAM Network, the power and the importance of a mentor.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and that taking me back to even before the BAM Network. That was the advice I got regarding the book when I met you. That was led to me by going to a mentor session and listening to a mentor advise on how to increase your influence, right? And so I would have never wrote a book without a mentor. After I got that advice, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. So you have the network going. You're able to buy a meeting. It's interesting. You can reach out to influencers. You can buy those meetings. And what's the cost on these? What's the range on the meetings there, John? Do you know that offhand?
Yeah, no worries. It depends. It depends on which one. I mean, you can meet with somebody that has a PhD, or you can meet with somebody that has massive influence, and it could be anywhere from $200-$300 to several $1,000s. So it's a pretty good range.
Yeah. And it's well worth it when you look at the benefits of that advice, what it could get. The influence is a big part of it as well.
Yeah, and how else would you go about it? I mean, you can reach out to these people. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with any of the other avenues of going about it versus just, jumping on the BAM Network and looking at profiles and saying, hey, I'd like to meet with that individual. They seem to have experience in what I'm interested in, and you can connect. And
that's BuyAMeeting.com, is that right?
That is correct. That's the .com, as well as the handle on all social is at BuyAMeeting. That's on, again, Twitter is our biggest play, and then Instagram and Facebook. So we're on all three.
Good stuff. All right, John, thanks for calling in today. We appreciate it. And we always end our show with parting words of wisdom, nuggets of advice, maybe a book that you've read recently. What would you leave us with?
To follow your dream, right? I mean, follow your dream and go after it. There's so many people that are hesitant to move forward, whether it be they're influenced by their mom or their dad or their sister or brother or their mom or whatever, you have to let go of that. You have to move forward, and you have to do what you want to do.
Absolutely. All right, good stuff. Thanks, John. Have a good day.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Take care. My pleasure. All right, that's John McKee. He's the owner of the BAM Network, BuyAMeeting.com. Really cool, program where you can reach out to influencers and expand your knowledge base. By mentoring. It's one of the Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill. Back to the original game-changing book is Napoleon Hill, The Power of the Mastermind. Being able to mastermind and reach out to influencers, people a lot of times who've done it. They've experienced the success. They've experienced the failures as well, and they've taken those lessons. They're able to pass those down. So John McKee, the BAM Network, calling in. All right, let's take a break here. Give Kipton's the Hotel Zamora, St. Pete Beach, a shout-out to Kipton's the Hotel Zamora, one of our partners and our official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites with balconies overlooking the Intercoastal Waterway, rooftop yoga on the weekends, beautiful, gorgeous panoramic views of the Intercoastal Waterway, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Castile restaurant is on site as well. And Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 20% off of your room stay just by mentioning this radio advertisement. All right, so stay with us here. We got Mario Larrea now. Let's shift gears. So we're talking mortgage. We're talking ways that you can utilize your mortgage. It's a financial instrument. It's not just a debt. It's a way that people can live a better life by properly structuring these mortgages, Mario. But today specifically, we want to talk more about the FHA 203K and then also the Fannie Mae Home Style Renovation Loan. Yeah,
you and I were talking about this earlier before the show. This is one of the products that it's really underutilized, and right now it's a great way to get into a home, do the updates, have updates done. I mean, anytime you're moving into a home, for the most part, usually there's something that people see that they want would like done, or some type of updates, and this would allow you to do it without actually having to come out of pocket, with the cash, because once you move, a lot of people run into this. They don't foresee it up front, but there's a lot of additional costs and things that you end up having to buy, like window treatments or painting. It's stuff like just little stuff that you don't really think about, and it starts adding up. So when you do that, and it starts cutting into your ability to get the home, exactly how you want it. The great thing with the 203K is, it's an FHA loan. So FHA is a little bit more lenient as far as credit scores, debt ratios, stuff like that than a conventional loan. So it's a great product there for even a first-time home buyer or something like that. They could be eligible for this.
Right.
Whereas it might be a little bit harder for them to qualify for a conventional home style. But you still have the low down payment of 3.5% with FHA. So you're putting the 3.5% after basically what the acquisition or the sales price plus cost of improvement. And it's a pretty simple product, really. In both cases, they're very similar as far as the mortgage process is concerned. Now, they are going to be a little bit more time consuming than a normal mortgage, just because you have the added one step added in there of basically picking the contractor. So the way that it works is, let's say you're buying a home and you want to redo the kitchen.
Right.
So you as the buyer would go out, you'll get some quotes from a licensed general contractor. You choose who you want. Once you choose, now you send that to me. I'm able to order the appraisal. They appraise it subject to those improvements. So that's the one step that gets a little bit out of my hands and into the buyers. Says I've had some people take 2 days to do it. I've had some take 3 weeks to decide. So, that's where the delay can come in. But once that step's done, it's really pretty simple. There's a few pages that the contractor has to fill out. They have to submit
To get approved, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick approval process, and they just have to be licensed, bonded, insured, and they fill out like a page.
Yep.
And that's it. So that part, all of that's pretty simple, pretty easy, and then from there on out, it's just like a normal mortgage. So there's not really much more involved in it. Now FHA, they have two types. Also, one is a limited, and one's what they call a standard. So the limited is for a little bit lower amounts, $35,000 or less. You can go for a limited. You don't have to have a HUD consultant, which that adds a little bit of an extra step, but it really doesn't slow things down at all.
It's important to note these are and the property that you can buy. It's based on the ARV, the after repair value.
Yep.
So we're going to dive more into these details on this renovation style loan, and we're also going to give away a free foreclosure list. So if you're looking to get in the real estate space, this would be a great opportunity for you to look at how do you get into these foreclosure homes. How do you see them, first of all? And instead of fighting all of the other folks buying the ready to go properties, these loan programs are going to help you with that. So stay with us here. Brandon Rhymes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Mario Larrea, MI Mutual Mortgage. Stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. Listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of Platinum MVP Realty, and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. Former USF football player as well, played on the inaugural football team at USF. Longtime quarterback on our sports teams. Now we're quarterbacking introductions to our expert contributors, 80-plus show partners here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we all want to educate, entertain, enlighten, but we want to engage to help you win, help you live a better life. CPAs, financial advisors, we've got several several types of attorneys associated with the show that can all help you kind of sort through a lot of the things that you're seeing out there in the media. Of course, with the new tax plan, we got Jake Alexander Financial. He's on duty to help you with that. Attorneys that can help you. Of course, home services covered here. ConsumerQB.com. Go to ConsumerQB.com. You can see a full list of all of our expert contributors on the expert contributors tab at ConsumerQB.com. And if you own a business and you're thinking, hey, I would love to be on the show, we'd love to talk to you about that. If you're interested in potentially auditioning for an opportunity to be on our show, we'd love to talk to you about that as well. ConsumerQB.com. Just submit the form. And we also, before the break, we're talking with Mario Larrea today, MI Mutual Mortgage. We talked about a free foreclosure list. So if you just send us an email, give us a call or a text, 813-670-7372.
Here's my number, so call me maybe.
813-670-7372. Call us up. Let us know you want that free foreclosure list in the area that you're looking for. We'll send you a lot of activity, foreclosure activities, things that you're finding. There's less activity than there used to be, but there's still some short sales out there. There's still some foreclosure, some REO inventory that we can get to you. And then you couple that with one of these renovation type style loans here, FHA 203K, the Fannie Mae home style reno allows you to go up to, I guess, around 90% is on a second home, Mario was saying. Yep. So, there's some great opportunities here to take a look at the market in a different way. I think a lot of times, most of the time, people get stuck into just looking for that new listing that's ready to move in, whereas if you were to open your mind up a little bit, look at an opportunity to get into that plant district or that whatever district you're looking at. Palm Harbor, you've got the Palm Harbor University High School there. You've got certain districts that people want to be in, and this is an opportunity for people to maybe to get into that district without having to fight so much inventory.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing too, you had mentioned the 10% down on a second home. With the Fannie Mae, the home style, you can actually use it on investment properties. So even if you're looking to, just purchase a property, rent it, or, hold on to it a year, flip it, or something like that, this is something you could use there and not have to tie up your own money into fixing the property. And again, for the foreclosures, it's an excellent product because a lot of times those homes have been sitting. They, they're not in great condition. They're not going to meet normal guidelines as far as, once the appraiser goes out and, there's going to be issues. Now, if there's issues with these types of loans, no big deal. If you want to, whatever you're fixing, you just add those into it and that those get fixed as well. You don't have any problems. But yeah, it's definitely a way to, another avenue to take as far as the foreclosures are concerned, which would help people get into homes. Because, right now, you're seeing it, I'm seeing it, we're all seeing it right now. People are having a tough time purchasing. The homes are just flying off the shelf. So, I've had some people that it's taken them 6 months or something. They're making offer after offer after offer. And, it just takes a while. This is a way that you can kind of, like you were saying, think out of the box, do it a little bit differently. And at the end of the day, you can get the home that you pick. That's the big thing too, is you pick the colors, you pick the layout, everything. It's to your liking. You're the one who picks it. So a lot of times it's going to be much better suited to you and your needs than a move-in ready home.
Because you can knock down walls with this too.
Yes. Now, the 203K Limited, you can't, but all the rest of them you can.
Yeah.
And the Fannie Mae, which is, it's crazy with this. You can do anything with the Fannie Mae. You can put a pool in. You can, I had somebody put an outdoor kitchen in. You can do basically anything. So the 203K is more, you're not going to be able to add a pool or something like that. It's more like just on the bones of the house. So, updates, you can knock walls down to, move rooms, stuff like that. Add on, within the square footage, add on, add a bathroom or something like that. So, there's all kinds of things that you can do, but it amazed me, even a lot of realtors that I work with, they're not familiar with the home style, the Fannie Mae, and it's a product it's great. It goes up to 400. You can get a loan amount of $424,000 on it. So, it's not just for small homes.
Yeah, it's a situation where, going back to the realtor example, some realtors, they don't understand the market, they don't have the knowledge of the financing opportunities, and it can cost, buyers. Also, as far as the strategy, the offer strategy, if you're consistently getting beat out by other offers, you might need to rethink your strategy. You might need to fire your realtor. There's a situation where, not all realtors are created equal. We had a great team with Platinum MVP Realty, but of course, I would urge you to interview people and talk to them about it. So when you're thinking about putting an offer in on a property and you're consistently getting beat out, it could be the strike point, it could be the follow-up, it could be, a lot of people are writing letters now, creating a motion to get the offer accepted. They're sending videos as well, sending a video to the seller, tugging at the heartstrings to say, hey, our family wants to be in this home. We're running out of options. We don't have, create some emotion. Have you seen much of that on your end?
Yeah, I see people definitely going out, stepping out and doing additional things like you were saying, writing letters. I see that quite a bit now. Another thing, too, that I had mentioned on other things, but I did want to bring this up, is the turn time that your lender is able to provide is
right.
a lot of times a big deal. With these 203K on the limited, we can close these in under 30 days.
Wow.
So it's, again, if the buyer takes 3 weeks picking out a contractor, that's
right.
definitely going to throw us off. But, if you're serious about it, you get them in there, get them out. We can get these things cranked out. So, it's not like one of those things where, when the seller gets the offer, oh, my God, it's going to take 60 days or something to get this to go through. We can get it done just like a normal mortgage.
And this is interesting as well. You can do it on a refinance.
Yes. Yeah, and that's a real nice thing, too, with both of these. They go up to the normal non-cash out limits. So on FHA, cash out, you're limited to 85%. Well, on this, you can actually go to 97.75%.
Wow.
So it's,
That's
where
strong.
where most people would pull cash out to the cash out limit, then go do the repairs. This one you don't have to. And same with the Fannie Mae. You can actually go to on a primary residence, you can go to 95% of the value. And it's not considered a cash out mortgage. So, another thing too that's really neat with this is FHA in general, but you can use it with the 203K is, let's say somebody, a first-time home buyer, somebody doesn't show quite as much income as they need, you can actually use what's called a non-occupying co-borrower. So basically, let's say there's a younger person that's trying to purchase their first home, don't show quite that much income. You can have what people call a co-signer. So you could have a parent sign on the mortgage to help show support of the income in order for them to qualify. So, there's a lot of options with creative financing and stuff still with the 203K.
Yeah, if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist here in Tampa Bay. MI Mutual Mortgage. He's a local lender. Support your local economy. And we're breaking down the differences here on different loan options, things that you can consider. FHA 203K. You've got the Fannie Mae home style renovation loans. And we're kind of going through some of this lack of inventory. We're giving you some tools of the trade here of a way that you might be able to battle that if you're facing it. And investors out there, second homes, investment opportunities, free foreclosure list. We have opportunities to give you that as well, that information. So we just want you to reach out. But so you're looking at the refinance options that you have, and it's the rates are still at a 40 to 50 year low. They've moved a little bit.
Still very, very low right now. Again, they're saying they're going to continue to go up, but right now it's a great time to buy. They are still projecting that the values are going to continue to increase as well. So, it's right now is an excellent time to buy, and like I've mentioned in the past, don't wait until the rates go up, because that's going to, it's going to affect what you're going to be able to buy. Now, once the rates go up, the housing market is appreciating. You're just going to be able to afford less and less and less down the road than you can right now.
Yeah, it's when you look at the market, you look at a lack of labor force as well. I'm wondering if that's holding up some of these programs.
I don't know, but from my experience, people just aren't looking at them. I've mentioned them, and I'll talk to them about them, and they don't really think about it too much. I think some of it comes down to, some of the realtors maybe aren't pushing it either. They're not thinking about it. I've run into realtors that have it's, they think that it's going to be a huge hassle, and it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's a one-time close, just like anything else. So once you close, the realtor's done, we're done. The only thing after that is the repairs start going in. So, I think a lot of it is you need to shop for a good realtor, talk with you guys to, because you could go in and say, hey, look, this house, you don't like this and this. Well, you could even get contractor renderings and stuff to get an idea of what it looks like, to actually see it in there, and, get a house that nobody else is really looking at and improve it.
Could talk to Melina Mativ. She's our interior design, home staging expert, Melina Mativ. All of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. And we're going to give a shout out now to our restaurant partner here in Tampa, Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. You will discover an Italian menu, signature drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, bringing you the pleasures of a Tuscan country villa to Tampa. We invite you to make a reservation today and try the Italian menu. Enjoy the best Italian restaurant dining experience. Brio Tuscan Grill, located off of Bay Street, next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel at the International Plaza. So when we come back, more from our expert contributor Mario Larrea in the house, MI Mutual Mortgage, and we've got an interesting feel-good story of the week. Belize ends all oil operations in its ocean waters. So stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man, Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, here in studio with Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist with MI Mutual Mortgage, and we're talking all things real estate. We're talking mortgage and ways that you can live a better life through utilizing real estate. There's opportunities now as investments. You look at the idea of the stock market. You look at Bitcoin, the speculation. So many people are jumping on the Bitcoin bandwagon. But when you look at real estate as an asset class, there's so many reasons why you would want to explore the idea of investing in real estate. Duplexes, triplexes, quads, all of those, as long as they're 4 units or less, those fall under the conventional guidelines. You can do FHA loans, you can do VA loans as an owner-occupant, correct?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And the other thing, too, is you can use proposed income from them to qualify. So, even if, they're not currently rented, you can have what's called it's just called a rent schedule done on the appraisal, and they'll give what the going rent is for units similar to the one you're purchasing in that area, and now we'll apply 75% of that towards your income, so it helps also with debt ratios as well.
Yeah.
So it's it's a great way to get in, make some money, and have, potentially, if it's your primary residence, have somebody else basically paying the mortgage for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
especially, I mean, I've heard stories of veterans, they get in 100% financing, they buy a duplex or a quad, they're able to have 3 units that are occupied paying, for their mortgage, man. It's a great way to build
Yeah.
equity, build income,
Yeah.
build up your nest egg.
I was even thinking about that one, the one you had mentioned, St. Pete on the beach, the duplex. I mean, you could have it as a second home, and then just the other unit have it as a vacation rental. It'd probably
Right.
pay for itself that way too.
Yeah, especially close to the water like
Yeah.
that. They're demanding high
Yeah.
high rates.
Yeah, my in-laws have have a condo out on Reddington or somewhere out there, but
Yeah.
they used to do that quite a bit. Would do like the vacation rentals, and it's it's a good way to kind of offset some of the costs.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's a great investment opportunity to get in the real estate space. We've got all the team compiled here, mortgage experts, insurance experts, everything that you're going to need, home inspectors, to help you, make an informed decision, understand, that, these properties are going to appreciate. We're
Yeah.
sitting here in a great place, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, Bradenton, Sarasota. This is a great area to be investing in real estate. And, let's face it, the stock market's going to have a correction at some point.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market's on a huge bubble. There's so much, who's going to be the next Enron, in other words, who's going to be falsifying their documents, their books. But when it comes to real estate, it's an asset that you can evaluate, you can insure the asset. Worst case scenario, wind, flood, fire, the asset's still going to be there, the land's
Right.
going to be there. So you look at it at a great asset class where you can basically control your own destiny.
Yeah, and I mean, right now it's the way the real estate market's going. It's a good time because being that rates are low, the values are going to go up. The unemployment levels it's been very, very low, so that's also helping this as well. Interest rates are low, so they're going to continue to climb for a while. And I know I've heard some people concerned about a crash coming out, impending crash, but with the mortgage guidelines the way that they are, it's tough getting a mortgage.
Yeah.
You have to be approved. It's not like back in the day where anybody could get a mortgage. I mean, you have to be able to prove that you can pay for the mortgage. So you're not going to see a lot of that stuff happening. Interest rates come
that's
up.
crazy when people
could
say that.
Slow, maybe the appreciation level's not as like it is right now, but we're not. It's a great time, and going forward, it's going to be a real good time to invest and have the home appreciate. And if you're renting it, have somebody else pay down that mortgage as well, which obviously increases the equity position going forward as it goes along.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors when you look at where we're positioned in South Florida. Of course, they're having another record, blizzards and snowfall up north. You look at about 1,000 or so people a day move to Florida. And just think about this, too. Look at the number of people that are graduating from high school or college. Every year there's more and more people that need their own house.
Mm-hmm.
And have we been building homes at that rate? No, we probably haven't.
No.
Is the inventory ready? So you look at throwing $1,100, $1,200 on an entry-level apartment, throwing that money away versus building it up, saving it up, maybe living with a roommate for a while, but then taking that leap, getting out there and buying your own home.
Yeah, really. I mean, because you spend $1,200. I mean, you can buy a house. Mm-hmm. I mean, with mortgage payment, taxes, and insurance, you can do that, and probably a lot nice. It's going to be a lot nicer than the apartment you would rent for $1,200. I mean,
That's right.
Look at the apartment rentals; they're tiny. The other thing too is you can hear everything that goes on in the neighbors and above and below. It's
Quality of life.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but part of that rent that you're paying. Well, you're paying rent. You're not keeping any of it, so you're retaining at least a portion of the money that you're paying towards the mortgage. That's going to pay down the principal. Also, you're getting a write-off on the taxes, and for the most part, this I know a lot of people are real concerned with this tax reform, but
the tax reform is going to be a good thing, I believe.
Yeah, it's
so
not
much,
really going to affect the majority of the people. So it's
Well, it's going to affect the majority of people in a positive way. We had Jake Alexander on the show yesterday. By the way, if you want to find out more what he said on the show about that, go to our iTunes podcast. You can download the podcast with Jake Alexander on the show. We were talking about ways that that's going to increase. It's going to free up capital for business owners, especially the C corps. It's taking it down from the 30%, 35% down to 21% for C corps. They're doubling the standard deduction for individuals. There's a lot of ways that plan is going to help positively affect people.
I was talking specifically in the mortgage realm because a lot of people were real concerned about writing off the mortgage interest. But I mean, realistically, it's only going for homes that are like 700 or mortgages that are 750 to $1 million. So I mean, the majority of the homeowners out there aren't up there, and the people that are, they can probably afford it.
They can afford a little hit. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, Mario. It came down. So it came down from $1 million down to $750,000 now.
Yeah.
So we can write off. But yeah, so and really, how much of a mortgage are they paying? A lot of these guys are doing interest only payments. They're they're savvy investors. They're taking money from their corporations, and there's ways that they can get around that. But so overall, let's look at the economy. Let's look at Tampa Bay. Let's look at the strength of the market where we're at. So it's a great time to get into the real estate space. We want to help you with that free foreclosure list, consumerqb.com. You can submit an email form at consumerqb.com, and we would love to help you, guide you through that process. We've got a team of agents that are willing to help you sort through a lot of the minutia, a lot of the properties that out there that you may not want to make an offer. Maybe it's a wood frame home. You might want to stay away from a wood frame home in a certain area. There's concrete block. There's other options that you might want to look at. So we can definitely help you with that, consumerqb.com. So parting words of wisdom, Mario. Final thoughts here.
One thing that you mentioned, and we had touched on this also, is that if you're having a real tough time getting a home, in the process of purchasing a home, as far as getting offers accepted, look around, talk to Brandon. You got to start thinking a little bit out of the box right now for these. When you're trying to purchase, there's a lot of people out there trying to purchase. There's not that many homes. So anything you can use to your advantage to get those, your offer accepted, take it.
Let's do it. That's right. And we got to mention this as well. Belize ends oil operations in its ocean waters. It's the home to the second largest, longest barrier reef in the Western Hemisphere, and the suspension of the oil activity marks an enormous win for wildlife in that area. The hundreds of thousands of Belizeans who rely on the reef for survival. Tourism alone brings in $182 million to $237 million per year, based on the tourism and the fisheries of that area. So, Wildlife Fund reports that. And today is a great day for Belize, said Nadia Bloom, the reef scientist with the WWF. Not only is his government listening to calls to protect the reef, but which last year became threat from a seismic oil exploration. So, great show here today. Thanks so much for coming in, Mario. And I want to thank John McKee as well, owner of the BAM Network. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Something as simple as packing up leftover food, clothing you may have. We're going to have another cold snap come up. People need clothing. People need food. Be a force for good out there. Go and help out a neighbor. And we'll see you next time here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.